district, for example, Hamilton Park, we saw a little sewer plant for my time, but it didn't work. As a consequence, the town's taken it over, and we hooked it into the village with all the myriad of problems with that. And we've had a myriad of problems with water in terms of all the districts, basically. So, in addition to that, but that would be the primary one that I gleaned out of this. I don't know if the rest of you read through this, but there are lots of other things that sole access to Route 207. The land has a lot of constraints on being connected. Lots of wetlands, et cetera, et cetera. So, anyway, I think what I've heard from the engineer basically is just a repeat in a way of what Neil was saying after his review of the application. So the rest of you think.
No, I was just going to reiterate, I guess, another thing, or just another part of it that Dennis Lindsay, our engineer, said, and that was out at the end of the town of Goshen, and the site has limited access to public conveniences, such as public transportation, hospital and medical services, shopping, banking, drugstores, religious, cultural and recreational activities, and personal services. As he is saying, and I'm saying the same things, the site itself just doesn't lend itself to a senior group of people who are kind of stuck, I would say, out in an area there at the end of the town of Goshen.
Yeah, that was going to be part of my comment, the location and proximity to all public services. And the location, there are no services out there. But our engineer, in addition to all the individual items that Neil mentioned, the reason that we wanted it to come to the town board rather than the planning board, because it would not be cut and dry town code and specifics, because we have a responsibility for good planning for the whole town. To me, I don't think this fits in with the master plan. It may fit the code for the isolated area, but once again, the proximity of this particular type of development for this particular density, I don't think is good planning for the town. I don't think to isolate all those people out there, they wouldn't be able to walk anywhere, go anywhere, they'd just be isolated. I think would create more of a negative situation for our residents, in addition to all the other technical things that we're talking about. So, I mean, in the broader perspective, just flying higher, it doesn't appear that that location would be conducive for a senior citizen playing in adult community. So,
okay.
That's my opinion.
Good. Thank you. Lou, Ken?
Just briefly, anyway, yeah, I agree with you with Phil and George. But it sounds like this that we have professionals look to for professional advice on that opinion. They both seem to come to the same conclusion that just unfortunately, it's just not a good place to put the fact of this time.
I concur. There's no sense repeating the same way.
Okay. Well, one other thing that I've crossed my mind, and that is, and not just for this application, but for any application, the first thing that you build is the infrastructure before you put your first unit in. And I'll be very candid with you. I worry about what's going to hold for the next decade relative to building. And so you say, well, I'm going to put up a unit or 5 units here. Those 5 units will not be able to support this infrastructure. You're going to have a lot of units to support this infrastructure. And if the market is such that you can't build it out quickly, then there's problems. And we saw a little bit of this just downtown. If they worked around the problem. So anyway, I think today, and I've talked to, well, we just extended last week the preliminary decisions relative to the 4 subdivisions last week, where the builders are coming in and say, well, it's not quite as quick as I'd like it to be. And that's the kind of thing, and last week I said, you know, for example, out on Maple Avenue and that Gate School Road, big piles of dirt and all that, it's been there for 5, 6, 7 years, where someone started building and then all of a sudden they couldn't finish it for one reason or another, and there's not enough center of gravity in the market, and guess what? It's a real eyesore out there, and I've had neighbors complain, well, when are they going to do something? And so I think there's a lot of it on this that I would really worry me, so. Okay, so Dennis, then what I'd like to do then is for Thursday night, have a resolution that we reject this application. And that we word it based on the things that are in these 2 documents and that you've heard here tonight. And we'll go from there. Now, I'm not going to be here Thursday night. I'll be down in Maryland on business, but I concur with the board on this particular one. Yeah, Phil's going to run the show. Okay?
You just won't be able to participate in the decision.
No, that's what I understand.
Your comments are good.
Right, okay, very good. Okay, the next item is the original contract with the Goshen Humane Society. Were you attend with,
I was like, oh, break my place, I was
oh, that's nice. Oh,
But I made contact, I left a message, but I didn't talk to her.
oh, yeah, yeah, you
And about the full something that week, so.
Really?
One being on special employees, so. Yeah, I was thinking so.
Yeah, I'm trying to get up to them as well. The next one is to fill on that request to move overgrown trees from the abandoned Case Cemetery.
Just so the board's aware, I know Stan Reno gave me pictures of the cemetery graveyard. Too many hard ones. But I don't have any formal requests. I don't have a letter. I have nothing. I know these things are generated by, interested citizens just bringing it to our attention. But where I'm headed is that under state law, there are provisions that we can establish what they call voluntary cemetery associations. Because again, especially in these times, I don't know if the town, fiscally is in a position to address anything of this nature. And if there are interested people who are either motivated by sheer interest or otherwise, knowledge of be it this cemetery case or other ones, it may not be a bad idea to approach it from that aspect, almost like a civic organization. No remuneration or anything, no pay. It's just a question of interested citizens who take that concept upon themselves.
I think that's occurred. Deborah Core is the one who called me and asked me to get it. She's the one who faxed me all this information. She and her neighbors are mowing the grass and taking care of the cemetery. Her concern was when you get these big trees going up and pruning out the dead limbs and this and that, things that she thinks would do damage to the gravestones. They're not in a position.
But just as an aside, yes, she could perhaps, no disrespect, maybe some of the other individuals involved, but I know on many occasions I've had access to these I call them tree surgeons.
Yeah.
They're guys who chainsaw, on the hip or go up the tree. There's liability issues, but a lot of them, young people are very accomplished in terms of wood cutting, stockpiling and whatnot. And many of them, in fact, I've engaged them where the cost is negligible because they take the tree, they take the wood. That's the idea. If you let them access to it, they'll knock it, take it down, as long as they can take the wood. No go. Yeah.
Gee, I wish I'd known that 6 months ago.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Yeah, that tree all the way.
Well, you can go that route too.
You're not good wood, I guess.
Why, great wood.
They heard you were telling the boss.
Yeah, in fact, just an aside, when I had my property in Goshen, I sold thousands of dollars worth of particular wood.
Oh, no, you can sell your trees. They can come in and harvest.
Yeah, and they...
I think what you're making a good point here. Maybe since we're just cutting out $260 for something that we're not going to participate in. You save pennies, you don't save dollars. And I think it's a good approach.